what do you call those things that you love, you spend time looking at, you wonder about, you sometimes we see them in parks, and they mean so much to us, standing there, uh, casting out their glorious image in every direction. Are they statues or idols? My name is Ed Trevors. I'm an Anglican priest in the Diocese of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. I get to serve in the amazing, beautiful town of Shelburne, Nova Scotia, in the amazing, awesome parish of Christ Church, Shelburne, that sits on the ancestral and the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about all this fuss that's going into statues. So if you're watching the news, you're seeing that some of the protests are taking out some of the protesters are taking out their aggravation on some of our statues, our graven images. Maybe that'll give you a foreshadowing of where I'm going with this, of some of our past heroes, some of the people that we would have studied in the history books. I think this is probably especially prevalent in the US right now, but we're seeing it here in Canada too, with some people from a historical perspective who are dominant. John A. Macdonald was Canada's first Prime Minister, but John A. Macdonald was also responsible for a great deal of harm to Canada's Indigenous population. And so we find ourselves in this place where, do we tear his statue down? Well, no, because he was our first Prime Minister and we need to remember that. Except unless you are a member of the Indigenous population today, looking at it going, he was a murderer. We don't want to keep looking at that. And see, I think that's where one of the things we have to focus on when it comes to our statues that we might be missing. When we raise a statue up of somebody, we raise it up there for a reason. And that reason is always a positive one. We want to remember and honor this person. But that person was more than just the things we want to remember. They were more than just the things that were good and excellent. They were more than heroes in a war. They were more than eloquent statesmen. They were more than innovative doctors and inventors. Some of these people were absolutely filled with hatred. Some of them were filled with nonsensical prejudice. Some of them were filled with a sense of supremacy over people of other races and languages and of classes. And because we raise those statues up, yeah, I get it, we want to honor them, but those statues say more than just the things that we're trying to honor. And we have to know that. We have to be able to accept that. And sometimes those statues shouldn't be up. Now, but what I really want, there are reasons why statues go up. There are reasons why statues should come down, sure. But what I really want to bring attention to today is not which one should stay and which one should go. What I really want to say is we have no business putting statues up at all for anyone. The Bible tells us pretty clearly, do not make graven images for yourself. When we make idols, and that's what these things are, because we are fighting so hard to keep them, because we are fighting so hard against them, these things have become idols to a large population of our people. They're an idol. We grow to a place where we worship them. We have moved to a place where we venerate them. And we should not venerate or worship anyone except God. And this is probably, it's interesting. Whenever you look at the Ten Commandments, you can look at the Ten Commandments from a very high theological place, or you can look at them from a very low practical place. Do not steal, because if you steal, your neighbor's going to punch you in the throat. Do not commit adultery, because if you commit adultery, the husband of the wife you're cheating on, he's going to put you in the harbor and nobody's going to see you again. Do not commit murder. Their family is going to have revenge. And maybe that's our lesson with this: do not create false idols. No person that has walked this earth except one, Jesus Christ, is perfect. And when you make a statue of an imperfect person, you are going to encounter people out there who are going to tell you exactly why that person does not deserve a statue. And their reason why that person doesn't deserve a statue is exactly as valuable as your reasoning why they deserve one. And so all it does is it causes friction between brothers and sisters. It causes friction between people who all represent God's image in the world. We need to be able to appreciate these people for what they were. We need to be able to appreciate them for the good things they've done. We need to be able to acknowledge the bad things they've done. Statues or other public images of the sort doesn't give us that opportunity. A statue only holds them up in honor. That's not actually helping us to learn our history. It's hindering it. It's helping us to ingest a myth of the past. No more statues. God told us no false image, no false idols. A statue that causes us to fight with our brother and sister has become an idol. No more. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you. And may you know the peace of being in God's presence. And may you also come to a place where you venerate the one who loves us all. Amen.